Do you think you're coming with us? I'm going with my family. I don't want a stranger tagging along with us. Besides, my husband is disabled and is nothing but a burden now. If I bring him with us, he will ruin it. You have to stay behind and take car by yourself. You used to be an angel in white, so say no, can you? I've brought you here for a purpose, firstly, so do your part.
I was living with my in-laws to support my father-in-law, who was seriously injured in an accident. One day, I was in the kitchen doing without a clue when my mother and own husband left the house with a large in their hands. They didn't care about my father-in-law's condition. They had no idea what I went through every day in that house. I clenched my fist with tears of frustration.
Shall we go too?
I turned to face the sudden voice and was shocked to see the appearance of my father-in-law. I'm Beth, 28 years old. I used to work as a nurse at a nearby hospital. My husband, Alex, who used to frequent hospitals, took an interest in me, and we got married 6 months ago. 35-year-old civil servant who is 7 years older than his colleagues. I used to work both day and night shifts depending on the emergency. This meant that I would have less to spend with him. I stopped working as a full-time housewife for the time being. I never liked doing housework, but I learned to be efficient for the sake of my hardworking husband, Alex. One night, he received a call from his mother. I could hear her frantic voice over the phone.
Oh my God, your dad got into a car accident. I don't know what to do. Oh dear, what should I do?
Mom, calm down. Take a deep breath and tell me what happened.
I was stunned to hear that my father-in-law, Connor, had been in an accident. He had suffered a serious head injury and was in a coma. Fortunately, he survived, but his brain was damaged and he needed adequate care for the rest of his life.
This is terrible. Beth, will you move in with my My mom wouldn't be able to do it all by herself. It would be a relief to have someone experienced.
Of course, I'm concerned too. I would do anything to help such a father-in-law.
Thus, I willingly accepted Alex's remove-in with my in-laws. The next day, I started a new life with the four of us. However, it was the beginning of... At first, my mother-in-law, L.A., welcomed me with smiles and open arms. Within 3 days, she gave up on housework and I found myself doing everything.
Beth, you're a full-time housewife. Then there is no reason for me to do housework. Connor can't move or talk, so you have to locate him well. You are taking care of your patient, so it's an easy task for you, right?
She always took the easy way out and me to do things she didn't want to. My in-laws' house was a big 5-bedroom mansion. It took me hours just to do the usual cleaning. On top of that, I had to do all the cooking and take care of Connor. I was exhausted every day. Even so, I did everything without her, but she never once thanked me. On the contrary, she enjoyed critic efforts.
Beth, you are not washing the cloth right way. Your cooking is tasteless without seasoning. How can you call yourself a full-time housewife?
I'm sorry, but I everything by... Can you let me do it the way I want?
No, you've only been a housewife for months and already think you're all that. This is my house. You live here, so you obey me.
I became increasingly fed up with him treating me like a servant and asking for help.
Sure, what do you need help with? I'm getting tired of having to deal mother's complaints day in and day.
He responded with a smirk.
Well, she has the authority in this. You just need to follow her rule. I'm already tired from working, so I'm going to help you with the chores for someone who's been provided by asking too much. I'd rather you be grateful.
He was completely on LA's side. While enduring such a situation, my goal was to help Connor recover every day. After a month of living together, Taz got better to the point where he could walk again.
How wonderful to see you walking.
I praised his efforts in tears, because I had been rewarded for all I had given him. However, he was still unable to speak properly and remained mute in response. He was not able to eat well and still suffered from the after effects of the accident. Still, I held his hand tightly and told him, "It's going to be all right." The next morning, as I was preparing breakfast, I heard Ellie and Alex talking in the living room.
It's our first trip to Paris. I can't believe I get to explore Europe with you. I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm honored to be able to there. Let's forget our stress and enjoy it fullest.
Apparently, they had been planning for several days without telling me Connor. When I overheard that they were soon coming, I rushed to the living room.
What on earth are you talking about? To Paris?
Oh, you heard us. We're going for a little getaway top. Do you have a problem?
I guess not.
I thought it was nice that they went on a trip together, but what bothered me was that they kept it a secret from me.
Isn't it too abrupt that you're leaving today? Why didn't you tell me in advance? I've always wanted to visit Paris. I'm hurt that you didn't include me planning.
What are you talking about? You're at home, of course. Even if I told you, I knew you would anyway. So I decided to tell you anyway. And I don't want to bring my disability with me. I don't want the hassle for sure. You're a housewife who can't even properly. Why don't you be useful, at least for a change? I'm just glad to get away from Connor.
Seeing my bewildered face, Ellie smiled triumphantly and continued to speak ill of her ex-husband. She never even tried to get involved care anyway.
Mom, it's time to go.
Oh, yes. We're leaving now. We will be away for about 10 days, so please take care of the house and take good care of Connor's demons. I guess he's only going to get worse.
I couldn't help but gasp at her insolent attitude towards her own husband.
How could you say such a terrible thing? Shouldn't you wish for him to get be wife? Your husband is in such a condition, two are carelessly going away. What's wrong with you? Please calm down.
I wanted to stop them from leaving with physical force, if I could.
What are you talking about? We've been looking forward to this. You're trying to ruin our mood. It's been planned for a long time. Already booked the plane tickets. I even managed to get a paid leave busy schedule, so I'm going to make of these 10 days. I've been providing for you. You hay right to stop us.
That's right. Connor isn't getting anyway. Nothing will change even if we stay. We're going to be late, so this coney is over. Once again, take care of the house.
The pressure from the two of them was too much for me, and I was lost for words. They quickly ran out without saying Connor, but leaving me with orders. Not only LA, but also Alex had a bar. I wanted to start wailing, but couldn't show my tears in front of the spee. I brought breakfast to him with a smile, if nothing had happened. The moment I put the tray on the bed table, I knew that it was going to be a good day.
Are those two gone already?
To my surprise, he was able to talk. He even stood up from the bed without any problems.
What's up with that? They've already left.
I replied in amazement.
Then we're leaving too.
He quickly got ready and walked out room. Suddenly, they were speechless. The house, which was supposed to be there, had been turned into a flat land. Both of them panicked at the sudden shock. Alex called me in frenzy.
Oh my God. What the hell happened? The house is gone.
Welcome back. We got rid of the house. Also, your father and I have decided to divorce you guys. Our attorney will call you later.
They cursed me for this unexpected events.
There's no way you can do such a sick thing. You're not even the owner of the house.
She's right. You better explain you.
I brushed it off, saying, I loan let over now.
I handed the phone to him, who was nearby.
You two, listen to me very carefully.
They were stunned to hear him speak clear voice. What really happened was that he had his speech about 3 months after the accident. He had kept it a secret from us all that he had been receiving treatment and rehabilitation at another hospital run by his acquaintance. With his amazing recovery, he was able to speak normally again, and the effects of the accident had disappeared. I had often witnessed him wandering around the house, but that was only a pretense of dementia. He was actually going to a hospital, his legal advisor. He was the only son of an affluent had been, managing his vast wealth since his parents died when he was. On the day L.A. and Alex departed for their honeymoon, I followed him to his attorney's office. He decided to move into a luxury senior apartment with nursing care, which was affiliated with the hospital I used at. As a token of appreciation, he offered me some money for my immediate living and a residence in one of his apartments buildings. After that, he sold his house to a real estate company. We both packed up and moved into our new homes. Connor had seen enough of Alex's nasty nature over the past few weeks. He was disgusted and demanded a divorce from her.
How can you abandon your own son?
Alex was furious, but Connor calmly.
Actually, you and I are not related blood.
Alex was speechless. Connor explained everything that had happened. Alex was brought to the family when still a newborn. L.A. and Connor had kept it a secret time. When Connor's best friend suddenly passed away, leaving his pregnant wife with means to live, Connor pitied and tooled. Their marriage was out of the norm, but they were happy living together as a family of 3. However, Elle and Alex took advantage of the fact that Connor had become bedridden. They started spending a lot of his, even used it to pay for the trip, as when he noticed it, he pretended to be physically disabled. He dared them to do as they pleased and waited for the right moment. Having grown sick of them, he decided to leave the mansion. He also donated most of his wealth foundation for orphan children. He had already asked his attorney to care of the necessary procedures. I was amazed by the fact that something so big had been done so quickly. He told them that the rest would be through his attorney and handed me phone. L.A. and Alex flipped out and started something about it, but I had no idea what they were saying.
Too bad. I've been told I'm useless as a caregiver.
I hung up the phone on them. Connor and I received numerous calls every day. I picked up once and told them,
I've left everything in the hands of my lawyer, so don't call me again.
I blocked their calls after that. Not only did they lose their place of residence, but they faced divorce proceedings. They were also shocked to find out that the property had been donated to a foundation and there would be no inheritance distribution. In addition, Alex was forced to resign from his job after his employer found out that he had requested family paid leave when he took the trip. After resigning, he's been working while looking for a new job. Naturally, LA has to work to make meat. She's been working as a cleaner from the morning until late at night. They are now living together in a small apartment. Meanwhile, after my divorce was finalized, I returned to the hospital where I worked. I'm working as a nurse again. I visit Connor on a regular basis and our conversations.
By the way, I've been wondering why you didn't tell me that you had recovered.
You could have told me. 33.
Oh, that's because if I told you, they might find out too. My intention was to catch them off. No. I'm sorry you had to deal with them a year. I sincerely apologize.
No, I was so ready to leave the... Rather, I thank you for giving me the opportunity.
You always cared about me. I hope I have repaid your kindness. Thank you too.
He treats me like a real daughter. Always love him. I am truly grateful to have met such a man, despite everything that happened. While I work hard as a nurse, I hope wonderful man in my life soon.